Let's look at one of these case studies when managing risks in IT projects. Risk management in IT project is the cornerstone of the project success. IT environments are complex and often faces risks such as the scope creep, cybersecurity threats, or technology failures. Unlike the other domains, IT projects requires a high level of adaptability due the rapid technological advancements and changing stakeholder requirement. This session will provide an insight into real-world example to understand how to apply risk management techniques effectively, ensuring the project objectives are met within constraints. And to start with this case study where we have, let's say, project scope of this multinational corporation, which aimed at implementing a global CRM system to unify the customer data and streamline the operations. The key risks were identified and emerged during the planning phase, such as vendor delays to do the source shortages, also technical challenges in integrating with legacy systems, as well as errors in migrating large data sets. So these risks has carried the potential drill to the project timelines and inflate costs, highlighting the need for proactive risk management approach. So here where we have identified project scope by implementing a global CRM system, we identified the risks, the vendor delays, the integration challenges, and data migrations and impact. We have assessed the impact in terms of delayed deployment and increased costs. Let's now move to the next step where we have to see the risk monitoring in action. The project team has implemented a robust monitoring framework by doing a weekly risk reviews involved assessing the likelihood and impact of the identified risks while leveraging the real-time dashboards to let's say to monitor the key performance indicators, maybe such as the system uptime and data accuracy. So these risks were categorized based on their severity, enabling severity and impact, enabling the team to focus on high priority or high impact issues first. And this systematic approach has ensured that there is no critical risks were overlooked. So from this, let's say, slide, we understand the importance of having, let's say, regular risk reviews involving or reassessing the likelihood of the project impact and the risks impact on the project overall. So again, after we have identified the risks, the team has conducted a regular reviews. Then they use a real-time data to monitor the key performance indicators and risks or later were categorized and prioritized. Next, we need to respond to the identified risks or to set these mitigation strategies. So when the vendor delays become apparent, or if you recall, when we have identified this vendor delays as one of these risks, now it's the time to implement a mitigation strategy. So when the vendor delays become apparent, team has renegotiated the delivery timelines and secured additional resources to accelerate the data migration. Also enhanced the data validation procedures and validation protocols were introduced to mitigate the risks of data errors, ensuring that the quality and integrity of the migrated data. The cross-functional teams, including the IT specialists and business analysts and quality assurance personnel, has collaborated to resolve the integration challenges, minimizing the disruptions and maintaining the project momentum. So these were the respond or the mitigation strategies were followed to let's say to overcome or to mitigate these risks that were identified at the previous stages of the project when doing the planning. So now let's look into these lessons learned that were learned from this project. The key lessons learned from this case were it underlines the importance of proactively identifying risks early in the project, let's say, life cycle. Continuous identification and monitoring to these risks are very important. Also, strong communication channels with the stakeholders, which proved that they're invaluable for securing buy-in and aligning the expectations. Additionally, The project has demonstrated the necessity of flexible planning, allowing the adjustment to accommodate unforeseen challenges without compromising the overall objectives. So these are the key lessons learned from the case study in managing an IT infrastructure project when developing a CRM system. Now let's see the best practices when doing IT risk management. So effective IT risk management, um, it focuses on establishing dedicated teams that continuously monitors and evaluate these risks. Leveraging these tools such as the risk management software and predictive analytics, which can enhance the visibility and facilitate the timely decision making. That will result in a fostering of a culture of collaboration, ensuring that the team members are encouraged to share the insights and to raise potential concerns. Creating such open environment and safe environment where risks are addressed collectively and efficiently can really enhance the collaboration and transparency and enhance or improve the project outcomes when dealing with IT risks. These are the success criteria were captured from the case study. So, despite of the initial setbacks and these risks and the mitigation strategies were implemented during the project has achieved its objectives by mitigating these risks within acceptable thresholds. By revising the timelines and budgets were adhered to, ensuring a successful rollout of the CRM system. So the organization met its strategic goals of unifying the customer data, which has substantially enhanced the customer experience and the operational efficiency. So I think it's as a success story of managing some of these risks, setting the mitigation strategies, applying the let's say the lessons learned, looking at the best practices when dealing with IT risks. So these are the success material, like the risk mitigated within acceptable thresholds. The project were delivered with the revised timeline and budget and achieved intended business outcomes to enhance the operational efficiency. Here are some of these challenges faced and the risk control and monitoring. So the project has faced challenges such as the limited visibility to potential risks during the initial phases, which delayed some of the mitigation efforts. Also, resistant to change from some of these stakeholders has created an additional issues or challenges in implementing the risk responses. Balancing the resources between the ongoing execution and risk control required a careful prioritization, emphasizing the need for agile resource allocation strategy. So these are the common challenges that were faced when doing risk control during the implementation of IT project. So here, let's look into one of these real-world application of the discussed case study insight. So insights from this case study are applicable to various IT sectors, from software development to infrastructure upgrade, and by customizing the risk management strategies to unique characteristic of each of the project chances or enhances let's say their effectiveness, being able to be more resilient and facing these risks. By documenting the lessons learned and continuously improving the processes, organizations can build a robust risk management framework for the future projects. Here are the summary of our case study where we have implemented IT infrastructure project, CRM system to, let's say, merge all of the customer data to one CRM. So managing these risks in IT project demands a continuous monitoring and effective collaboration, also adaptive strategies. So this case study where we have illustrated how proactive measures can lead to successful outcomes, even in the face of significant challenges, by embedding these best practices into future projects. Also, in taking these lessons learned from the previous projects and implementing it as part of the process enhancement. So the organization can enhance their resilience, optimize the performance, and consistently achieve their strategic goals.